Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel for
Your voice, your sound, your station. New Era TV Nash Radio.
See my exit a new man, feel like she do burn. Inside the station, I take it enough. She put up, she go on, whining back on the man. If I get for them, you're mad. The day you leave me, the day you leave. I started to see my way. When you hurt me, I went away. What I thought was a tragedy was a blessing. The day you're on me was a blessing. A blessing. I'm feeling so blessed. Oh yes. When you leave us a blessing. A blessing. Hands up high. I didn't know. I didn't go. Can never be before. Hands up high. I didn't know. I didn't go. Don't want to know. All the day, all of the good like I started the day. All the day, and all the day, life gets straight and great like it was the way. So glad I procrastinate. Look on my right hand, have you paid? Cause I bet, yes I stayed in the last stage. The day you leave me, the day you leave, I started to see my way. When you hurt me, I went away. What I thought was a tragedy was a blessing. The day you're on me was a blessing. A blessing. I'm feeling so blessed. Oh yes. When you leave was a blessing. A blessing. Hands up high. I'm whining low. I'm glad you go. Wake up.
Rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
All right, everybody, good morning to you. And of course, welcome, Ted. Good to have you here. And of course, this is New Era TT Radio. We are happy to be here with you in the land of the living, wherever you may be, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, up and down the Eastern Caribbean. And of course, the folks who are streaming all around the globe on the www. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, I'm your story, Sir Charles, in your company. And I want to say it's a beautiful Friday morning. And together with my team, we welcome you to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's an absolutely beautiful Friday morning in Trinidad and Tobago, as I'm sure it is all over the globe. We are so happy to be here. Welcome to the Breakfast Show on New Era TT Radio with Richard Raghubar Singh, Charles Davis, aka Sir Charles. He has been knighted, people, by the DJ world, and of course myself, Wendell Stephen. How is it? How has it been, Sir Charles?
Well, it's been a little rough this morning, the start. Let me apologize to the folks on the YouTube channel. There was a little distortion coming through there, I don't know where it was coming from, but I picked it up.
I sent a message, and actually one of our number one fans, I'm going there, a number one fan, Adande Piggott, also sent me the message this morning.
I don't know where this came from, so I had to double check and jump in a little earlier in the song to try to eliminate that situation. So
it did clear up. It did clear up at the end there.
Yeah,
it did clear up.
So I do apologize, folks, for that.
You had to give them a little taste of that music again. Go ahead. Give them a little taste of that song again, then put your child. Just because it was a little distorted. Give them a little taste of it.
Because I ain't sorted out yet.
Oh, gosh. No, you did. It was fixed at the end, So whatever you did, it was sorted out.
All right, okay, well.
Is it national anthem, Charles?
Yeah, it is.
See my ex with a new man. Feel like she new burn. We inside the session. Party kicking up bad. She put up, she do one. Winding back on the man. They think I gave a damn. They're mad. The day you leave me, the day you leave, I started to see my worth. When you hurt me, I went away. What I thought was a tragedy was a blessing. The day you up and leave was a blessing.
Oh my word, oh my word. Well, blessings come in different ways, So
I don't know. If people only know my life story, they go bored,
Well, they get it piece by piece from Richard, Richard giving them piece of it every time he do a play. So
I know that. I know
what?
That.
No.
He's really smart.
So your life story coming out piece by piece.
Piece by piece.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. Good morning to listeners and viewers wherever you are across the planet. Sorry, even though I was here, I realized, wait, I don't have my coffee and I need my coffee this morning. So hence I said, let Wendell start the show, man.
Yeah, I had my coffee early and I had nice whole wheat homemade whole wheat bread with cheese paste. You can't get
I didn't have any breakfast, but I just was making my coffee, so that kind of kept me back.
Ah.
And then I was trying to get some of the videos, like the wedding video and stuff into the system. So
With Mr. Byron.
the wedding video.
Oh, that wedding video.
And
Okay,
she's
yes.
talking about Dan. So I wanted to. So we have loads of videos this
Yeah,
morning.
we have lots. We have the pea stain video too.
I'm not showing that one.
You're not showing that one now?
No, let people find that one.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's not laughing with somebody. That's laughing at somebody in a particular kind of way.
Well, it's laughing with too, eh? So I don't think he have a problem with it.
So
But anyway, but there, of course, another video that's gone viral worldwide is the one with the CEO of Astronomer, Andy Byron. Is that his name? What's his name?
oh, I saw that video.
Andy Byron, yes.
You didn't send. I saw that video. I saw it several times up in my stream, but I didn't. Did you send that particular video? I saw you saw you sent a kind of the meme.
I sent a screenshot of him and the
Well, it's really a meme of sorts.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I saw that video when that camera, the love camera. Oh my God.
You saw
that must be anybody's who is horning nightmare. Do not go to the don't go to the.
You horn in public, Richard, or you horn out in public.
But that's what I say. That's not the kind of event to really go unless you think it's so much. So it gets so many thousands of people that you're not going to be noticed. Mm-hmm. And what is the probability of that happening? Well, as that meme says, obviously not zero.
Wendell had that kind of experience the other day when he was talking about he only was playing mass and he saw the bishop.
Yes.
So anybody can see it anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. You never know. There are plenty of macos. Macoing is a global issue.
Especially
it's not only Trinidad. Macoing is a global pursuit.
Yes. And when you're worth $1.2 billion, you can imagine that kind of exposure.
Yeah. But if you'd come to my play, not my play, the play, Married and Mischievous, you'd have seen that forgiveness is part of the course of marriage. Not so, Wendell?
Nothing in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, good. We shut him up, yes, Charles.
Not in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, it's Friday, people. The weekend has begun.
There is a possibility that those two marriages might be saved. But they say Coldplay hasn't released a single in years, but they created two last night.
Oh, God, people cruel, eh? Lord.
They're cruel. Look now, you actually saw the embarrassment on Mr. Byron's face. He was totally embarrassed. Like, oh my God, I don't believe they got us here.
I find he still got up at the end and put up his hands, kind of.
That wasn't him.
That wasn't him?
No, that wasn't him putting up his hands.
It looked like him, man. No. She, however, ducked and disappeared.
Mm-hmm. He ducked and disappeared too. He went
one way. You saw him go down.
She went the other way.
Yeah. I'm sure people have seen the video. I'm sure people have seen the video.
I should have shared the video, but
if you have the video, we could show that video because it's. I'm sure it's people must have seen it. That video went viral across the planet. Across the planet.
Mm-hmm. It did, because and he had to issue an apology, which I can read for you all, just quickly before we get in the good news. This is from Andy Byron. He says, "I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused."
Astronomer does and what airflow does.
Oh, you have it? You have it?
No, go on. I'm looking at it. Go on.
All right. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, there we go, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, as a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, to take accountability, and to figure out the next steps, personally and professionally. I ask for privacy as I navigate that process. Hard luck with that one, Byron. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. He can't be serious. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. As a friend once sang, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you, Andy. You know, he has been arrogant in the face of being caught. Huh? Arrogant in the face
Good luck
of
with
being...
that thinking that you have.
Just say, I'm sorry. Why people have to qualify apologies? Why do people have to qualify apologies? He is blaming it on people invading his privacy. Mr. Man, you went to a concert, a public place, venue. You understand? I mean, you had to take your bunks. You did it. Take your bunks. You was caught just hugging a woman. I ain't see nothing really wrong with that. Both all you married. Maybe give her an excuse for that. You know what I mean? Say she was feeling a little sick and she leaned back on me and I held her to make sure she was all right. Say that. You never hear Sparrow.
In Trinidad,
I tell you that.
When in a Trinidad setting, you have more excuses. I was just taking a little wine. I didn't know the woman, you know.
Exactly. She just leaned back on me and I take a little thing. So many things you could have said. But
I didn't know the woman, which is.
I suppose
I went and see a play the other day, and the husband, the main actor in the play, the main actor in the play, whining on a woman whining back at him, and then he pay her thing and she leave. I see that myself in a play called Married and Mischievous. I see that.
Play yourself.
I see a man whining and the play start off with the man whining on this girl. Huh? Make an excuse. Don't be arrogant in the face of it. How your privacy invaded and what was supposed to be a private. No, it's not a private moment if you're in a public place. I'm sorry. You know how many people can attest to something like that today, this morning, listening? You know how many of our listeners? I could call a few, but I don't call no names.
What you talking about, Wendell? You went no, you go down. You like you know what he is to Jazz? He like that woman at the wedding. He just go down a road and everybody's be like, what?
Play that video now, Richard. You ready for it? Play that.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to get the video with that video is not that original video of that CEO and the Byron. It's difficult to find that original video now because
let me find it.
No. When I say it's difficult to find the original videos, because there are so many memes of the original video now that you're just getting all of the memes. But I have one that I could show. Of that incident for people who didn't see it, because you know some people in the chat may not have seen it. But you'll see it partly. Anyway, let me just share what we have.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
That's hilarious.
I've got a question.
You see, it's another guy who came out and waved his hand.
Right.
He ducked and she
look at
turned.
these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
That's hilarious.
But the person who was on the mic was I mean, it was like rubbing salt in the wound.
Yes.
Either they're having an affair. Oh my God, that's borderline inappropriate.
Well, that's what happens when those kiss cams come on you, Richard. You
And
have
it's
you seen a
maybe
kiss
they're
cam
having an
where
affair. That's what they would say. They don't usually say things like that. They just make fun and leave it innocent. But this one went straight for the kill zone.
He probably knew something.
Maybe they were having an affair.
maybe they recognized Mr. Byron, why they zoomed in on him, eh?
Maybe.
the cameraman recognized him.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
But we're very shy.
I'm not quite sure.
No, I think he did a lot of good for astronomer because I never knew what astronomer was until that video. I didn't know there was a company called Astronomer.
Yeah, true.
So it was like, astronomer, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So indirectly, there was some good from it, at least for the company.
Well,
But I also, oh my goodness.
but
Is this
she's the HR officer of the company.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
And then there is this one. I think this is the one from the. Let me.
No,
Does he
imagine
wedding?
having a wedding reception and a crazy stalker grabs the mic and go nuts.
You are so lucky. You are the luckiest woman in the world. Dan is such a great guy. He's got everything a woman could ever want. He's kind, generous, successful, gorgeous. He's got an incredible body. I'm just gonna speak from my heart. I would do anything to be you, Carolyn. No, really, I would. Because Dan, you never even gave us a chance. You never even gave us a chance. I'm the one who taught you to make crab cakes, and it wasn't for you. You would still be making Krabby Patties. No, seriously. It's too late. What did she have that I don't? I made you too. I made you too. I can tell my hair.
Crazy work. Ladies, what would you do if this was your wedding? If this was happening at your wedding, what's your next move? The audience was laughing because they thought it was a joke, but she was dead serious.
Oh my God! But I
and
don't
you see
know.
that
I don't know. But
question? You see
if it was Zina's wedding, Zina would have. That was a hard tackle at me.
No. Zina was tackling that ladies.
That lady on the ground. That lady on the ground.
Mrs. R2, I want to believe two of them. I can tell by the way they call in and talk to us sometimes. Them
Who's that?
skate tackling them woman.
Who's that?
Zina,
who?
Mrs. R,
Mrs. R.
Zina?
and Miss Mendoza too. Yeah, I can see them running into the full body tackle.
I will keep it to Zina, but you go down your road.
So the person who took the microphone, that was the groom?
Somebody else in the wedding.
Maybe
I don't
somebody
think it
else
was
who would be like the maid. I don't really believe wedding plan or somebody, but somebody will say, "Who's that?" But the groom, if she's a stalker, the groom must know her.
probably.
Well,
And
that's
because
the
you
thing.
say you should say, "I taught you how to make crab cakes."
Yeah.
Before that, you were making Krabby Patties.
Yeah, and what does she have that I don't have? You see that question, Richard?
When she said Krabby Patties, I went back to SpongeBob. Because that's where I know Krabby Patties from.
That question, men in the chat, men who are listening, have you ever been told that question, asked that question? What does she have that I don't have? That's our poll today.
You're saying that with a certain degree of honesty, that is a little scary when then.
Richard, I'm as honest about my life as anyone else. I don't think there's anybody else who could be as honest about their life as I am.
You know, let's get to good news. Even though we should all, because you know today's Friday, so we live in. So you know, let me just. Even though you may have thought that was good news, there is more. Which one is this? I have so. Oh, this is dedicated. We have several good news segments, but because it's Friday and we can do what the hell we want because it's our show. And
and just like that, a shower is down in Arima.
Not by me. Not by me. So this is a video dedicated to people who are over 40, over 50, etc. And particularly to Wendell and Sir Charles, if they will lie me.
Somebody older than us. It's a mirror. I'm just going to put my head down on the table for a few minutes. I was just thinking I wanted to sit at home until we died.
I quite like the music.
This is Kesha. I don't know how I know that. This is fun! All right, ready? Oh, yes.
What's that actor's name again?
What's his name again?
He's from Empire Strikes. What is he from?
Oh, but he's from so many movies. He was in The Hobbit.
Star Wars.
Yeah, he was also in Hobbit, Gandalf.
Right.
Yeah, so that is so like some of my friends. So that's all ready, yeah? I ready. What?
Oh God.
And out you go. Getting older is a very real thing.
But guess what?
But
you have no choice.
But this is really the good news. Now we just wanted to pay a certain homage to one of our loyal listeners, Janelle Pennica Miss Young, Miss Universe.
Trinidad and Tobago voted Miss Photogenic by the press photographers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Janelle Miss Young, and I come from the city of Port of Spain.
Miss Trinidad Tobago. How do you like Miss Trinidad Tobago? I'm going to chat with our 12 semifinalists, beginning with you, Miss Trinidad Tobago. Would you come over here to me? This is Janelle Comisong, and she's from Diego Martin. She's 24, and you are a fashion buyer, and you speak perfect English.
Yes, I do.
Where have you lived beside Trinidad Tobago?
I lived in New York for 10 years.
They speak English in New York. That's right.
Kinda.
How long have you lived in Trinidad Tobago?
Totally 14 years.
How long have you lived there this time?
1 year.
Just 1 year.
Yes.
You just got back in time to
Yes,
become
I'm new in
Miss
town.
Trinidad Tobago.
Yes.
Well, now, you have been here for more than a week, and you've met some nice people, and you've seen some beautiful sights. What are your impressions of the Dominican Republic?
Well, the people are very warm. Food has been quite good. And the island is very beautiful.
The way you talk, you might be back as Miss Dominican Republic next year, huh?
I might.
All right. Thank you, Miss Trinidad Tobago. Here is Miss Trinidad Tobago. Now, Miss Trinidad Tobago. There are 4 questions remaining. Take one. And her question is, one of the prizes the new Miss Universe will receive is a trip around the world. What country would you most like to visit, and why?
I think the Far East, because it's currently becoming a very industrial country, and also because of the culture.
Thank you, Miss Trinidad Tobago. Please come to me right down here. One of you is about to become Miss Universe. The other will be the first runner-up. The position of first runner-up is very important because if for any reason Miss Universe cannot fulfill her responsibilities for the entire year, then the first runner-up becomes Miss Universe. The first runner-up is Miss Austria. Miss Trinidad Tobago is Miss Universe. Congratulations, Janelle. Okay. Miss Universe of 1977 is Janelle Comisong, who just a few moments ago was Miss Trinidad and Tobago. And now, as your predecessor, Rena Messinger, reads the Miss Universe Creed, will you make your first official walk and greet this wonderful audience in Santo Domingo?
We, the young women of the universe, believe people everywhere are seeking peace, tolerance, and mutual understanding. We pledge to spread this message in every way we can, wherever we go.
Of course, you may be wondering why we would have played that, because 48 years, the 48th anniversary of that win was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes. July 16th.
July 16th,
2 days
okay.
ago, yes.
2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So 48 years for that historic win, the first Black Miss Universe ever, and it belongs to Trinidad and Tobago, and nobody can take that away from us.
Mm-hmm. Nope, nobody can take that away from Penny.
Yeah, I think us.
Yeah,
because it should be. I remember that. I mean, I was a child at the time, but I remember it being a huge. Yeah, it was a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that point.
When she came back, I remember Dr. Eric Williams. I mean, there were snippets. I mean, he was basically gung-ho because the year before, Hazley Crawford had won our first gold medal also. So it was like 2 years in succession for Trinidad and Tobago in terms of the international stage.
Yeah, making it smart.
Yeah.
So congratulations again, Penny, on 48 years on that win. From 40th anniversary of that win.
Mm-hmm.
And the final good news video applies to all of us. Across planet Earth, really, because it was a race like this that we all won.
Downtown LA's night scene exploding Friday with an event billed as the world's first sperm race. 4 contestants came with the goal to win $10,000 in bragging rights for the strongest, fastest semen.
I want to build Olympics for sperm.
Eric Zhu is one of the sperm racing organizers. With the help of wealthy investors, the 17-year-old Bay Area high school student and entrepreneur launching this epic competition to raise awareness on male fertility health.
The general public doesn't talk about it because it's so taboo.
The contenders, who were handpicked out of dozens of young men, were given money each week to train their mind, bodies, and diets ahead of the viral, sold-out marathon. The competitors' sperm put into a microscopic racetrack. And then they're off. The sperm literally captured on this screen, swimming to the finish line. But perhaps this was the matchup of the night. Male students from USC and UCLA. In the end, the Trojan won. The Bruin got creamed.
That's a race, you're right. We all won.
That's a race you all won. That's why you're here. And that is our extended good news segment for this morning. All right, so we can get into, I guess, the dailies. No, we have to greet people in the stream.
That's what I say in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's do that. Valerie Mendoza at 12:20 a.m. Good morning, Miss Dabity. She says good morning to the breakfast team.
Yes, wait, girl.
Are we waiting?
Right, there we go. All right, okay, there we go.
All right, Valerie Mendoza, Boy Bidesi from Debe, Subash Mangal from Woodland says have a safe and wonderful weekend. Suzanne Jessup gives us our prayer again from Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma. She is promoting Rumbox and she's promoting Sappy Sunday, and wherever play Richard has coming up, she's promoting them all. All right, and sends her love to us. Whole more. Suzanne didn't sleep last night. Brennan Smith from Goodwood in Tobago. Marcia Rock says good morning. Robert Taylor from Fernandina Beach. Marlon Motley from North Valsain.
Morning, Marlon.
Wendy and James from Aranguez. Rena Buru Jennings from Pity Valley. Melissa from Champlain. Ron DeSantis Jr. from Norfolk in Virginia. I don't know what is that Nashville talking there. Maureen Maharaj from Freeport. I think that's the same Maureen Dilshan Maharaj. Garfield Hazel, good morning. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr from Arima. There was a heavy shower in Arima just now. Well, it's still falling a bit. Garfield Hazel said, tired mom suffered a stroke. She's home. Okay. All right. Our prayers are with you and your mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Parents being ill is always,
Yeah, it is.
Emotionally draining. Yeah.
Very, very much so. Diane Payne from Good Morning on the Net. Lambert Bruce from El Dorado. Yes, so true. You get to know somebody inside of there. Garfield, trust me, it's pressure sometimes. Hill Ben says, good morning, gentlemen. Okay, we are fine, Garfield. I hope you are fine, and your mom is even better. Well, she improves. Ozzy Molino, Carol Guevara from Chaguanas, Odell Guy from Sangre Grande, Mo Gaines from, I think the person said where they were from the other day. Donna Ramlo Chan says, good morning. Kathy Ann Charles from Cascade, who say Rumbox? Everybody say Rumbox. Best tune to Charles. Of course, that's the national anthem, yes? Trust me, I should know. Nazir Ali called Ilarizan says good morning. Bernadette Yates also says good morning. Is that related to Nelicia Yates, Bernadette? I hope maybe you are. Helen McCarthy says good morning, guys. Have a blessed and safe day. Steph also says good morning, guys. Thanks for the little drink last evening, Steph. Richard, It was most welcome. Cheryl Johnson.
I say yeah, it was good fun.
Cheryl Johnson says good morning, guys. And Steph revealed to us there is an algorithm to show us the #1 fan on YouTube. And I dare not say this morning because Lord, I have people sleeping restless this weekend, especially people out there in what do you call it, Carib homes. Oh God, they ain't gonna sleep.
You looking for bacchanal, yes? Look for bacchanal by yourself, please.
But there is a way of seeing who are logged on to us more than anyone else. On the YouTube, all right? So you could check it out yourself. I'm not calling any names, but the names will shock you. Anne-Marie Watson from Darby says, good morning. Alistair Hart from San Fernando. Anne Noel from Oshawa, Ontario. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. He would like to send happy birthday greetings to his son, Kobe, from mom and daddy, and your brother, Khalid, all right? So happy birthday, Kobe. That's Michael Robinson's son, all right? Brennan Smith say, Wendell, did you write that song? I suspect I did, maybe in my sleep. Good morning from CJ from New York.
Good morning, CJ.
Claire Lendor Rollins also says happy Friday morning. That's not the name I met yesterday. I met someone at PriceMart yesterday who she's a listener. Well, I saw her name in the chat already. Lentil. I can't remember. I'm sure the name will come up. But I met her and, well, either her daughter or sister at PriceMart yesterday. Anne-Marie Watson also says good morning to the breakfast show. Stick Money Grip, good morning. Morgans, we actually have that video, but Richard don't want to show. CJ from New York again said, Richard, when is your next play? I can't wait.
Next month, I think. Next month.
Yeah.
In August, yeah.
All right. Helen Prescott, good morning. Mrs. R is laughing and saying good morning all. Steph says forgiveness ain't worth it. No, of course forgiveness is worth it. Come on. Forgiveness is always worth it. Ram Naresh says, blessed morning, lovely people. Yeah. Garfield Hazel, we saw that.
Oh God, yeah, that's a horrible story. That's a horrible story. Yeah.
Yes, so it says her niece Nelicia Yates. Nelicia, morning, all the way from Antigua. Nelicia is connected to the West Indies cricket board. Morning, Nelicia. She said the jersey I have, an original West Indies cricket blazer, is from Nelicia. Junior Wickham says good morning, guys. He was busted. Okay. Richard Jemet, good morning. Richard Jemet from Rio Claro, just saying hello and peace and hi to his mother, Josephine.
Yeah, good morning, Ma Josephine.
All right. Happy Friday, everyone, from Patricia Defoe. Ambrose Blah from New York also says good morning to the crew. Steph says, what's the difference? Okay, all right. No, he was out. Kurt Narcissus says, good morning, Sir Charles, Wendell, and Richard. Diane Payne played. Good morning, gentlemen from Trini Gets Fit. Nicola Nichols also says good morning. And she and Mrs. R chatting. Diane Payne says, wow, hard slap. I don't know what that was for. Mogins, Hilary Zan, yes, Wendell, Steve, I've been asked that many times. Child of God. Ram Naresh says, yes, I've been asked that question. What question was that? Which question was that? What does she have? What does she have that I don't have? Oh boy.
You got NFL stylist, Papa.
I figured that one out.
Zena and Mrs. R. Yes, I've been asked that
Ram
question.
Naresh, for a man of God who sends his prayers. That's the comment you're gonna make. Evans David says, good morning, guys. Gavin Hira. Hey, morning, Gavin Hira. Welcome back to our chat. Who else is new here? Who else? Island Girl said, I saw her in Port of Spain. She does not look a day over 30. She's speaking about Janelle Pennicombe is young, of course. She's drop dead gorgeous. Indeed, she is. All right. And Magic, Wendell, yes, Magic, I did organize to have that done. True to the same Power Breakfast show. I wasn't there at the time, but my good friend and colleague Stephen Harper was chairman of that committee, and he made sure it happened in my absence. All right, so good morning to Stephen Harper and the Port of Spain Council under Mayor Timke at the time. Mayor Martinez.
I have no idea where you reach because you're talking so much in between. I don't know where you reach.
Okay, so just keep up, try to catch up, that's all. RR says pleasant morning to everyone. Ava Smith Spivey. That's a new name, or Spivey, I don't know how you pronounce it. Margaret Chow, morning, Miss Chow, long time no hear from. Robert Harper from St. Anne says good morning. Chris Toussaint from Washington, D.C. Nutscake, whoever Nutscake is, greetings. And Wayne Ramsey from Fort Lauderdale says good morning. What I meant, Richard, is that a lot of people are repeating, so I don't want to keep calling in.
I know, so, but that's struggling. But this actually is good news too, that as 800 SRPs are being absorbed into the service. Yeah.
Yes, automatically. Yes,
yeah.
I saw that. Wayne Ramsey from Fort Lauderdale, Lennox Francois from Baltimore. Yes, the sperm race. Okay. Valerie Spinbar Collins, but I listen on Alexa devices. I know I am the #1 fan. Probably, yeah. And Donna Ramlo Chan from Piaco. Ron DeSantis says, I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. Ron DeSantis, you're a pilot or what? You're like Captain Ron? You're always moving around the place, so. Unseen Hands, Grand Rising All. Andre says good morning. Julia Batiste also says good morning. Shirma Paul also says good morning. And that's it from our greetings on the chat. You all can keep chatting though, because today, guess what? It's your day.
Your day.
So Charles, do you have any greetings?
Yes, so Margaret Thomas, good morning. She came in very early. Horatio, good morning to you. Archbishop Ashton Clark, good morning. Kent in Laventille, good morning. Salty Construction Limited. Terry Ann Peters, Oliver Manwarin, Carlin out there in Carenage, Mr. Billy out in Powder Magazine, and Afia Lashley. Good day to you. She's out there in Bonnier. Yeah, that's what I got.
Good morning also to Chevron Shogun, J97, and Jason Samuel, who has scolded you guys. He said it's unacceptable not having a guest every day of the week. Well, Jason, you're the guest. Call in, send us your email. We might send you a link, and we could see who Jason Samuel is.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? One of these days we'll do that. We'll actually have people join us on the stream, so we can see whom you are. Right? So those are all our greetings this morning.
All right, and of course, this is where we do our headlines. So I'm on to the news day. and I assume everybody else is ready. Security officials tackle police trust crisis. That's one of the headlines. You're not looking like you're ready, Wendell. Alexander, 800 SRPs to enter TTPS. Government moves to fill BIR and customs vacancies. TIC 2025 aims for US $100 million in business transactions. High winds claim roofs in Sangre Grande. DCP Martin dismisses social media rumors of MP's arrest. Parents to sue over death of 4-year-old at Mount Hope Hospital. And of course, strip West Indies of test status is one of the trending stories. And of course, a U-turn on the merits in that they kept the merit points for I think 6 of the offenses. So some people are suggesting that is a U-turn. On the U-turn, I think it was called U-turn or something like that, not so?
U-turn, yes, that's what it was called.
And Candace's gruesome end. Well, that's a horrible story of that young lady being dismembered. And I know the Homeland Security Minister, Roger Alexander, told women to be careful about dating sites on the internet. I don't know if that's where she, all of the, they're looking for an is it an ex-boyfriend?
Apparently. I get that impression.
Boyfriend and 2 other guys apparently, or 2 other people. I'm not too sure they're guys.
Yeah,
horrible
story.
Story.
Could not have done that alone.
Yeah, horrible story.
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
I mean, oh God, because no.
That's as evil as you could get, Richard.
That's beyond evil.
Yeah.
And obviously because somebody doesn't want you anymore. I mean, move on. I don't know what, man, anyway.
Do like Andy Byron.
Well, yeah. That's less,
You lose $500 million, but guess what? You're happy?
You're pretty happy you lose $500 million.
Well, if you have 100 million, $500 million mightn't be much. I don't know how rich or wealthy he is. Anyway, it's a horrible story of that murder of that girl Candace Honoré.
Yes, Candace Honoré.
Yeah, and our condolences to family and friends of her. I know one of her friends actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and and he was distraught about the entire issue. Yeah. And anyway, I don't feel like talking about it too much.
I saw the testimony of the father, and it was heartbreaking listening to him. He kept his cool most times, but he just said his worst fears came true, because that's what he feared happened to her. Because I guess he knows his daughter,
There is one level of fear, anxiety, and I mean, the concept of a parent missing a child. A child goes missing. And when I say child, I don't care if the child is 25, 35, 18, 15, or 42. If your parent and your child goes missing, that is one level of anxiety that I don't think, and distress that I don't think you want to wish on anybody.
Yeah.
That level of distress. And then you're hoping for the best, and then you hear this.
Yes.
And what I don't understand sometimes, and I'm not talking about the father, but on the news last night, they said they tried to talk to the mother and the sisters, because she has sisters, and they couldn't talk because they were grief stricken, so they didn't want to talk on camera. That I understand. There's so many times when people die in horrible circumstances and family members talking to the cameras and stuff, and I'm like, how the hell can you talk?
Yeah. Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
I know I can't talk. And I ain't talking. In a situation, where you have such tragedy, and I mean media, of course, media doesn't really care. Media wants the drama. of speaking to the person. But
I remember as a child growing up, and I hope my relatives forgive me for saying this, but as a child growing up, my father's sister was murdered by the man she was with, right in St. James. And well, he walked into the police station after, thankfully. I think he probably died in prison eventually, but we have had that tragedy in our family. It was my father's sister at the time, right in St. James. That's not an easy thing to deal with.
No worry. See, a thing called love, and as a playwright, I always go back in my mind. I can't help it. I always look at as a creative, you always stories are people's lives. Everybody has a story.
Yes.
And you always wonder, how did that story begin to end how it ended? How did it begin? At least that's, I suppose creative people go there. But anyway, this is your show. This is your show. Did we do all the headlines? We did, right?
No.
Okay.
No, you went off on your own. Sir Charles and I very disciplined, We left you on your own.
I'll put myself in a naughty corner.
Yes, at 8 minutes to 7, yes.
Father's worst fears confirmed. Candice Honoré found murder. This is today's Express. Promenade doubles vendor returns fearfully. That was a dramatic story trending at one time. PM calls on citizens to reject prejudice, commits to Mandela's legacy. Wow. Missing woman dismembered, body stuffed in suitcase. Of course, that's the same story on Candice and Honoré. Storm force winds hit Trinidad. Fallen trees, power outages reported. And of course, the Homeland Security Minister basically mirrored something that Dr. Rowley said some years ago that he get a lot of licks for. Women, be careful who you invite into. I don't know, Dr. Rowley's words were, I'm translating it into your bedroom, into your life. Basically, Minister Alexander has said the same thing too. You understand?
Well, he said be careful about dating sites online.
On social media, yes. But it's basically the same thing at the end of the day.
It's not the same thing, Wendell. You could pout how much you want, it's not the same thing.
It's a version of the same thing. Women need to be careful who they invite.
Finish your headlines.
Well, the headlines is now with you, Sir Charles.
When did they finish?
So, but we waiting on you.
Oh, no, sorry about that then. Okay. Right, so the lead story in the Guardian is the same situation. Horror in Valencia, missing woman's body found, stuffed in suitcase. Then there is the rehabilitation work on UWDBA campus starts today. But the same story, Mr. Alexander, the parents of 4-year-old, also 4-year-old boy blame hospital for his death. Cabinet to get report after stakeholders meet on police killings, and DCP Martin says report of MP's arrest is fake news. Right.
You have a poll, Wendell, by the way?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we're going to take the poll from what Mr. Alexander said and what Dr. Rowley would have said. Siobhan Shogun, thanks for reminding me. Dr. Rowley had said, choose your men wisely. Those are the words he used.
Right. And what did Roger Alexander say?
Basically, he said women need to be careful about the dating sites they go on.
On social media.
Is not choosing your men too?
He said, be careful about social media dating. That's what he said.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's choosing men too, You know?
Well, your partner, whoever your partner is.
Yeah. So we could accept, we could broad brush it in, because men also need that advice too, Trust me,
Oh God, your personal story have to come into everything.
All right.
Anyway, let's take some calls, please, because this is the people's show.
Yes.
You want Sir Charles talking blah 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 whole morning? Good God.
What is this? Am I seeing here?
Don't say anything about anything else right now, Wendell. Let's see if we can get a couple of calls. It's almost 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
this is not true. This ought to be fake news.
Good morning.
I'm sending it for you guys.
Yeah,
that ought to be fake news.
Caller, is there?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning to you.
I looked at the program yesterday, the Beyond the Tape program, and there was an interview by the head of the Hunters Association. First of all, I want to criticize the police service.
You wonder what?
This criticized the police service, which is not. Yeah. I don't know if people listen to the head of the Hunters Association, right? This woman, this young lady went missing on the 1st of July.
No, but Lincoln, I have to interrupt you. You know why? I'm getting this message now from too many people. I'm getting this message now continuously from too many people. All right. So somebody in the know said they'll fact check it for me. I'm going to send it to them now, and they'll fact check it. I don't want to announce this without checking it.
Okay, so go on right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your contribution.
All right. So the young lady went missing on the 1st of July. The Hunters Association finally decided to get into the situation yesterday. Yesterday they started the search for this woman, and yesterday they found the woman. The woman missing since the 1st of July. There is 17 days now the police know this woman missing. The Hunters Association, on the first day they went looking for this woman, they find the woman. On the first day they went looking for this woman. What does this suggest? This suggests that the police didn't make an attempt to look for this woman. Right? And if they did, they failed miserably because the Hunters Association found the woman in one day. Just by keen observation, they say, but what is this suitcase doing in this lake? This suitcase looking out of place. Here's what another thing that the head of the Hunters Association said that alarmed me. He said, we saw the suitcase, we found it to be a little odd. We called the police. When the police came, under the supervision of the police, we opened the suitcase and discovered the gruesome sight of the body chopped up in pieces and whatnot and stuffed in the suitcase, in garbage bags and in the suitcase. How the hell that was allowed to happen? I was watching enough CSI to know that wrong. If what the head of the Hunters Association was saying is correct, police fail miserably. But having said that, what I want to suggest is that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, under the stewardship of former Senior Superintendent Roger Alexander, I would want to suggest that they absorb the Hunters Association as SRP police, form a unit called Missing Persons Division, and the task of the Hunters Association that will now be SRPs is now going to be to find missing persons because the police can't do it. Most of the bodies found or people found in this country now is found by the Hunters Association. So that is my suggestion to the police service. And let me see if we can get a better result on finding people than what the police is doing right now.
Okay,
that is my first contribution for the day. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for allowing me this contribution.
Yeah, thanks very much, Lincoln. That would have been a good poll. We could probably poll that Monday.
Yeah.
All right, so
we could let's just do a quick poll, and then when we come back, of course, we'll read the results because we are on 7 o'clock already, and then we continue to take your calls. And I don't know, many people are saying that they also get in the WhatsApp that I'm getting. I'm getting it from quite a bit of people.
What is strange about that what you just sent there, Wendell, is that is not the agency to declare anything.
True.
That's not your responsibility.
Yeah.
So it's highly inappropriate for you to be the first missive, if it's true, to declare anything. That's not your responsibility.
Yes. I put in serious doubt.
I'll check it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's our post this morning. So you said, do you agree that women should choose their men wisely? That's how Wendell phrased it. And so
no, we going to add women. I mean, because we could say both women and men, but we're doing this in light of what's been happening, in light of what was said by a previous prime minister, in light of what is being said now by the Minister of Homeland Security. Do you agree that women should choose their men wisely? We're going straight at the jugular today.
Yeah, put it on the woman, because the woman have to choose.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what? Our 7 o'clock news is next.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is your news update for Friday, July 18th, 2025. I am Amanda Mitchell with New Era TT Radio and M&E TV. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has called on citizens to embrace unity and reject prejudice as Trinidad and Tobago joins the world in celebrating Nelson Mandela International Day. She described Mandela as a global icon of justice and reconciliation, recalling Trinidad and Tobago's honor in welcoming him during his 2004 visit and her privilege attending his state funeral in 2013. Under the theme, "The Legacy Lives On Through You," she reaffirmed her government's commitment to upholding justice, equality, and peace. Nelson Mandela Park, formerly King George V Park, was renamed in his honor in 2014. Overnight, storm-force winds swept across south, central, and northeastern Trinidad on Wednesday, toppling trees, damaging property, and causing power outages. A gust over 60 kilometers per hour was recorded at Mount St. Benedict, with strong winds reported in Cuva, La Ventile, San Juan, Manzanilla, and Claxton Bay. In Manzanilla, a fallen tree blocked a road, while at Grand Bazaar Mall, a tree branch crashed onto a Mercedes-Benz. The Met Service warned that strong winds may persist until Friday, with another surge expected Sunday into Wednesday. The Central Statistical Office reports inflation rose slightly from 1.4% in May to 1.5% in June, compared to the same month last year. The All Items Index rose to 125.6 points, driven by higher prices for tomatoes, whole chickens, cucumber, celery, sweet potatoes, and grapes. However, the impact was partially offset by falling prices for pumpkin, garlic, hot peppers, rice, plantains, and margarine. The body of 22-year-old Candice Honoré was found dismembered inside a suitcase in a pond off Vega de Oropush Road yesterday morning. Her father, Michael Honoré, said he feared the worst after she went missing on July 1st. The remains, wrapped in plastic, were discovered around 6:30 a.m. by the Hunters Search and Rescue Team. Michael said his daughter never stayed away from home so long and described her death as unbelievable. The parents of 4-year-old Aidan Clement, who died during a medical procedure at Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex on April 17th, are taking legal action alleging medical negligence. Aidan was admitted on March 26 with leg pain and died 3 weeks later after being sedated for a second MRI. His parents claim they weren't informed or present during the procedure, and no documented consent was given. Their lawyers say Aidan suffered traumatic intubation, leading to internal bleeding and heart failure. You are listening to News on New Era TT Radio. In regional news, Jamaica is seeking urgent clarification from the United States over reports that a Jamaican national was among 5 men deported to the African nation of Eswatini this week. The U.S. described the group as barbaric criminals whose home countries refused to take them back. Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith says Jamaica has not refused any deportees' return and has launched inquiries with U.S. authorities to confirm whether a Jamaican was actually involved. In international news, more than 100 British officials, including MI6 spies and special forces, were exposed in a 2022 data breach only made public this week. The breach also leaked personal data of nearly 19,000 Afghans who aided British forces and applied to resettle in the UK. The information was accidentally emailed to an outsider and wasn't discovered until August 2023, when someone in Afghanistan posted part of it on Facebook. Fearing Taliban reprisals, the government quietly launched a resettlement program, relocating 4,500 people so far at a cost of £850 million. That concludes your news update for today. I'm Amanda Mitchell for New Era TT Radio and M&E TV. The Breakfast Show with Wendell, Richard and Sir Charles continues right after this short break.
That was news now. That was stay informed with new Stay informed with new Era Net Radio. Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Men, women, tired of the invasive, painful old methods of testing prostate and breasts?
The Institute of Health and Fitness Clinic and Wellness Center offers comprehensive and non-invasive diagnostic testing, which indicates the nature and extent of diseases and tests your nutritional levels. Our quick testing can identify early signs of problems by evaluating many of the bodily functions, such as male and female sexual function, gastrointestinal function, liver function, kidney function, thyroid function, heart and brain function, and also cancer testing. Results are comparable with other medical lab tests without the use of needles or embarrassing specimen cups, and is pain-free. We also offer all natural treatments. Visit us now at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, or call 492-7397 or 289-6363.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Say we like all types of music. That's a fact. See right now, the people want soca, nothing but soca. All we want is soca. Nah, this is a soca party, party. Soca people, hands up there, all are we in the soca party, party. When we fitting, that is all we want to hear. Get them soca in there, soca in there, soca in there.
Energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
You see right now, what the people want is what the people going to get. It's a weekend, it's a Friday. And you're here on the Era TT Radio. So glad to have you inside the second hour of the Breakfast Show. And of course, let's pay some bills. We're going to come back with the guys in a short.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
Looking for trusted, affordable security and property services? Horatio Services has you covered across Trinidad and Tobago. We offer battle security, canine patrols, 24/7 protection, and all sorts of private investigations, discreet, professional, and effective. But that's not all. We also provide construction. From building to renovation, we bring your vision to life. Landscaping, keep your outdoors looking sharp and inviting. Maintenance, repairs, upkeep, and everything in between. At Horatio Services, you get professionalism, reliability, and personal care. Whether it's safety or property support you need, visit us at Marino Street, Arima, or call 388-7070. Today, Horatio Services, protection, precision, peace of mind.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box. Of course, we're back on the breakfast show this morning. This, of course, is our second hour. I should get straight into the poll, actually, because we were doing the poll at the point that we went for the 7 o'clock news. This is the poll for this morning.
Well, Richard, based on the information I have, the news that we got this morning seems to have some credibility. Because I just got the release from the president also.
Oh, because it's the president's house that is supposed to give the release.
Yes,
not the PDP,
I shared that in the chat. So I'm going to just read for people just a little bit of it, right? It says, recent intelligence has confirmed the emergence of a coordinated and highly dangerous criminal network operating from within Trinidad and Tobago's correctional facilities. This network is actively mobilizing resources and orchestrating targeted attacks against senior officials and national institutions. In response to the severity and immediacy of this threat, the Commissioner of Police, Alistair Guevara, has formally recommended to the government of Trinidad and Tobago the declaration of a state of emergency. Right? So, and then I'll go straight and read what the president has issued, right? The president has issued a proclamation under the hand of Christine Carla Kangaloo, ORTT, whereas it is enacted by Section 8.1 of the Constitution that the president may from time to time make a proclamation that a state of public emergency exists, and B, Section 8.2 of the Constitution that the proclamation made by the president shall not be effective unless it contains a declaration that the president is satisfied that action has been taken or is immediately threatened by any person of such a nature and on so extensive a scale as to be likely to endanger public safety. Now, therefore, I, Christine Carla Kangaloo, President, as aforesaid, in pursuance of the powers conferred upon me by Section 8.1 of the Constitution, hereby declare that I am satisfied that a public emergency has arisen and as a result of the occurrence of action that has been taken or is immediately threatened by any person of such a nature and on so extensive a scale as to be likely to endanger the public safety, and B, a state of public emergency exists in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, dated the 18th of July, 2025.
Okay. Well, I see one of the newspapers also is actually updating that story also.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
It's in
I
the
got
news
that information from pretty reliable sources this morning, including our former colleague, former Senator Richards. And of course from certain elements within the TTPS too and the media. So there we go. There we go. We've been here before. And we are here again. Time for me to exit this place called Trinidad and Tobago, eh? Sorry. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Tired. Right? So let's do our poll results. You ready, Richard?
I thought you were giving people chance to vote.
Oh, well, they voted, you know. We have quite a bit of votes, you know.
Oh, okay.
We have quite a bit of votes. Starting with who started it? Gas 16 B11. Yes. Do you agree that women should choose their men wisely? Yes. Nutcake. All right. Chevron. Okay. All right. Everybody is commenting on the SOE. Well, it came out from pretty reliable sources now, and other news networks are in fact carrying this story, right? We can continue to vote. Mo Gaines, yes. Ilarizan, yes. Jason Samuel, yes. Mrs. R didn't vote. Margaret Thomas, yes. Susan Jessup, yes. Garfield Hazel, yes, very much so. Mrs. R finally voted yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Nicola McNichols, yes, for both men and women. Rena Jennings, yes. Garfield Hazel, yes. Eva Smith, yes. Finbar Collins, yes. He says, choose me. Lennox Francois, yes. Okay. Nutcake says, wife talking in her sleep. Trust me, I know about that, yes. Gregory Boyer, yes. CJ from New York, yes. Derek Benjamin didn't vote. What accent is this? Derek Benjamin, where are you from? Carol Guevara, yes. Magic, yes. And it's for both men and women. Slick Money Grip, yes. Valerie Mendoza didn't vote. Michael Robinson, yes. Helen McCarthy, yes. It goes both ways. Maureen Maharaj, yes. Joyce Phillip, yes. Black Leo, yes. Alistair Hard, yes. Jillian Dick, yes. Jillian, you live in Woodland. Helen McCarthy, well, she voted already. Curtis Patrick, yes. Men too. Apollinaris didn't vote. Anthony Atwell, yes. Scorpion Pepper didn't vote. Who else? Beauty Culture, yes. Apollinaris, yes. Ram Naresh, yes. Julia Batiste, yes. Anne Noel, yes. Howard Hernandez, yes. Far Rockaway didn't vote. Diane Payne, yes. Kent, yes. And DJ Inferno Titi votes yes also.
Okay, so we're swinging across to the WhatsApp. Pauline says yes. Sexy Rez says she doing that long time, so that's a yes. Juliana Munga is saying yes. Horatio says yes. Afia Dashley says yes. Stabady, of course, yes. Joseph Clement says yes. Kazim Mohammed didn't vote. Terry Ann Peters says yes. And Kenwin says yes. And Mr. Billy Bailey script in there with a yes. Right. Mr. Billy, get through.
I have 4 more votes for you, Richard, and we close off there, right? Rhea Sampson, yes. Prabha Ramdial, yes. Margaret Chow, yes. Ray, yes. All right, those are the 4, and we'll end it.
That looks like 100% yes.
You want to do the results, Sir Charles?
What is that?
I say you want to do the results?
I don't have the results. I just...
Oh, because I heard you mention like you have the results.
So Charles, I'm the school principal you're dealing with.
Yes, I can understand that. Why you when you check, we just commented up there.
So our poll this morning, do you agree that women should choose their men wisely? That was our poll this morning. Well, is our poll this morning. Of course, we had 52 people voting on the poll in the allotted time. Of the 52 people, all of you said yes. There were no names on this poll. So it's one of the few polls where everybody voted in one direction. And the direction is yes. So the yeas have it this morning. That's it. The poll is now done.
Yes, Finbar Collins. Those groups
done.
all of a sudden.
So even if you want to vote now, your vote will not count.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you can still vote if you want. But
Yeah.
The voting is now at an end.
That Marcia Rock and Steph, your votes do not count. The boss has spoken.
Angela, your vote don't count either.
The paper has been counted and crumpled. Your votes do not count.
Once that paper is crumpled, that is it.
I have an opinion quickly on this matter before we open the lines. And we open the lines right away, people. You see me? You see when you don't have a plan and you're lost and you don't know what to do? This is what you do. This is what the UNC did in the People's Partnership did in 2011. This is what the PNM did, because remember, I was vehemently against the state of emergency when the PNM did it too. And this is what the UNC is doing now. And it's so easy to say it's something that's coming out of the prison. It's so easy because you can't prove that. Murder rates have gone all over the place. It's out of control and you have no answer for it. So guess what? Call a state of emergency. That's my opinion, people. That's what I think has happened. And it's easy to blame forces within the prison, information coming out of within the prison. Fix that. You're going to say that listen, all right, open the lines, yes? Open the lines before I get angry here today.
Okay, good. 281-1315.
PNM people get vexed with me when I was against that state of emergency they call it. Oh, you remember that morning when I had me say on it? Well, they're doing the same stupidness now. Our next government doing the same stupidness.
Yeah, because I thought the prison was a confined area. Anyhow,
information coming out of the prison.
Good morning. If this isn't a slap in the face to the 80-something people that died in the last 2 months, I don't know what is. I don't know when Trinidad just will wake up, 80-something people died within the last 2 months. And there was not call for emergency. They didn't catapult this a state of emergency. But a situation in prison, I'm assuming prison officers' life, I think it's what you read there, prison officers' life might be at risk. But that is cause for a state of emergency. I remember Alexander, when he was abroad, was asked the question by Akas Samaru. What is your crime plan? Or what are you planning for the solve crime in Trinidad and Tobago? And he uttered the word wait and see or soon come, something to that effect. Also, Guevara was asked that question maybe a week or two ago. And he also uttered the word, give us some time, wait and see. You have a plan. And I will have to wonder if this was the plan that they was trying to put in place.
Well, I mean,
if you don't remember your history, you're doomed to repeat it, Between 2010 to 2015, the partnership regime, I am using this word, fabricated a threat against government ministers where all of them had to get blue lights and escort and sirens. And here we are seeing a reoccurrence of the same thing happening again. And if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And we are being played as puppets and pawns under this government. And not all, but this government is taking it at a ridiculous level. The UNC government criticize and condemn the PNM for calling a state of emergency. Now you're in power, you call the same state of emergency?
Same script, different cast.
Correct. Have a good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah. And they all do it because the PNM did it also. They criticized it and then they called it at some point in time also. So, yeah.
Absolute nonsense. Say what?
Good morning to you,
Paul.
Paul.
The details as yet, Nicola. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a press
one
conference.
of those messages that I got, but I haven't had the time to go through it in detail because the other release is a 12-page release.
Yeah, I understand that there will be a press conference somewhere around 8:30 this morning, and once it comes, we will bring that to you also. Right? Good morning to you, caller. Hello. Good morning. Okay, sorry about that. You're bumping. Right. Good morning to you, caller.
Yes, a blessed good morning to you, Sir Charles, Wendell, and Richard. For them to call a state of emergency at this time, which means they never had a crime plan. Plain talk, bad manners. I know it's a new government that come into power, it will give them time, but every Monday morning when PNM was in power, they was talking about crime, this, crime, that. I said, well, they come on board now. Let me see what's taking place. I didn't expect everything to just turn in one group. But when you had to call a state of emergency, that is the last resort, which means they never had a crime plan. They never have a plan on crime at all. The only bumping they come right through everybody. When they could contest that every Monday morning as they reach in Parliament. Crime this, crime that, yes. And when you get the opportunity now, let me see what's going on. Nothing. I mean, nobody can stop somebody from shooting somebody, but still, I mean, when Mr. Griffith was there, I know he used to bump his and thing, but he still used to have a kind. He still used to see something going on, something happening. So as I say, once from the time I see them bringing that, if this is so true that they're going to have a SOE, wherever it is they're going to have, that is, I know that is the last resort. They never had a crime plan.
Okay.
It's just sad.
All right.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
wondering if it will take the same form as the last state of emergency, where there are no curfew or where there's no curfew, and it'll just be police and the army and military services have the right to do certain
stop
things.
and search
Is that how they plan to do it? Just like that the last waste of time state of emergency.
Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy Friday. This is Far Rockaway here.
Yeah, Rockaway. Good to have you.
Wendell, just like you, this is my opinion. I think I'm free to give my opinion. When the PNM had the state of emergency, I didn't criticize it because to me, I didn't criticize it, but maybe it didn't work how it's supposed to work. But I didn't criticize it because to me, it looked like they're trying to do something. All right, and now now people are asking after 2 months in office, people are asking the UNC to fight what you plan for crime. What you plan for crime? As again, I always say, you don't come and say what your plan for crime is. That will be stupid, because you'll be telling criminals what you plan to do. So you don't come and say what's your plan for crime. That's the first thing. Secondly, it's only 2 months, 70 days, or 75 days they're in power. The PNM was there for 10 years. When they came in the power, they planned to take care of crime too. For 10 years, when they did enough, they couldn't do it. Okay? But you expect, like the UNC come from God or something and have miracles that in 72 days, they are going to take care of. That is very irresponsible for Trinidad to be asking that. However, I find that they've already called a state emergency. They are doing something. They're trying to do something about crime. They got some sort of intelligence. None of us in this chat know what intelligence they got. And you can't criticize it. It could be real intelligence. It could be fake. We don't know. But if they got intelligence and they don't act on it, think what could happen. Think what could happen. Really, my opinion is Trinidadians don't know what they really want. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day, gentlemen.
All right, take care. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thanks very much, Rockaway. Well, I must say this is jolting some people's weekend.
This is your day. We will try our very best not to interrupt or add to it. You get a chance to talk today. So just
I'm not commenting on it at all. I'm just saying that I know.
Yeah.
But if you want me to comment, I will comment, but I'm not commenting.
Right. Mr. Patrick, good morning to you.
Morning, Mr. Charles. Morning, Wendell. Morning, Richard Raghuba Trinidad. Morning. You know, when I hear about this SOE, my mind run back on the new Commissioner of Police. Sometime this week, they asked him about the state of crime and things in Trinidad and Tobago. He said because they stopped the SOE that was in place. So we see the criminal now coming back all free.
He said that
this week?
No, I don't remember that.
They interviewed him and he said something about, yes, this is the aftermath of the SOE. We had a SOE recently, right? Recently we had a SOE.
Yeah.
Right? So he said that the criminal now get free. So I don't know if this is the crime plan not to put back an SOE. So here what's going on now. And then I listened to Mr. Roger Alexander when he went away. They asked him question, he said, watch and see. Wait and see. So this is the crime plan they had in place all the time. So how we looking now to the international world now? How we looking to the international body? If we always have an SOE to run the situation in Trinidad and Tobago. The government failed. The police failed. Early, the game people failed. You now come into power. You say you're deal with crime. And this is what you're putting there. This will hinder the country abroad. I don't know if you understand how it's going to hinder your country abroad. You know, I'm reading something this week with the American government advisory telling the people don't go Haiti because of crime and because of this and because of that. Well, when you have advisory, you know, telling the people don't come to Trinidad. So I don't know. I try to understand what is really going on. I know what I see now. You might have a curfew. That's not that.
Well, the last SOE we didn't have a curfew.
We didn't have a curfew.
Yeah.
So let's wait to hear what they have to say. Yeah.
So we don't know what this one will have. Right?
Yeah. So
but have a good day. Listen.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks very much, Mr. Patrick. So so maybe when the press conference comes, I'm sure we will have a better idea. So what we can and cannot do. Lincoln, you're back inside.
So what Mr. Trinity said is correct. About the watered down paraphrase of what the commissioner did say. But Sir Charles, I want to disagree with you. It's not the same side. The same side of different side of the same coin. The people, if you remember, the people at Trinidad and Tobago was begging for a state of emergency for years under the PNM. The people was begging for it, and it was the last resort that the PNM government used to deal with the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago. Here we are seeing, on the contrary, it is the first thing that the UNC government used. So if and when that fails, what is next? What other option are they going to have now to deal with crime? As all I have said on this station and many people, is the opinion of many people, you have 10 years of opposition, being in the opposition, to formulate a plan, to strategize, to get ideas. All you had Monday Night Forum for 10 years to come up with ideas to deal with this crime situation. When you get into office, your first thing is a state of emergency. Have a good day, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you. Well, a lot of people are commenting in the chat. I could read a couple
yes,
while we
wait on the callers.
Yeah.
Because chat people are part of the thing too.
Yeah, Beauty Culture said basically the same thing Lincoln just said. UNC had 10 years she addressing Far Rockaway to plan, and they were very vocal on crime. They touted this on their press conferences, meetings, and campaigns. Bravo, Mr. Patrick. This is Morgan's. Imagine using men behind prison's wall to call an SOE. Lorraine Graham Corby says a pack of jokers, she mean. Mrs. R says, end beauty culture. Chevron Chogan, the people angry. Too much people not working. Threatened. Who say who? Beauty culture. Diane Payne says, true. Black Leo says there never was any crime plan. The UNC just said what the population wanted to hear. It was a play on citizens' emotions. Unseen Hand says, well, the reason for no curfew because it was the heat of Carnival. Was it? Yes, it was. Actually, it was. You're right. They called that state of emergency of December 30th. I remember it's the very same day I left this country, myself and my son. December 30th, they called that state of emergency last year, 2024. When the PNM, with the PNM SOE, the murders was less, so says Joyce Phillip. James Samuel says, I think the government will activate soldiers on the ground around hotspots.
Stick up in right there, Wendell. Stick up in right there as the callers come. Let's see. Right. Good morning to you, caller. Dabadi, good morning.
Yes, Sir Charles. Morning.
Morning.
So I will refrain from commenting until I hear what they say at 8:30 with the news conference. But I would think Fitzgerald Hines probably feeling a little vindicated this morning, because exactly some of the things I heard Minister Roger Alexander said yesterday in the news post-cabinet It's the same thing Fitzgerald Hines used to be saying, and he used to be getting cussed together with Dr. Rowley. And Mr. Alexander is saying he was a police officer at the time, and Fitzgerald Hines used to say that. Now he's in a hot seat. He is saying the exact same thing, that the policies have to put in place, the police, the resources, manpower, resources, for the equipment, this, that, the other, and all that sort of thing. The apparatus, the big word they like to use, was the something apparatus, and he is saying the same thing. And now, well, as I say, I'm not going to comment. We hear what he's saying there. He said last week as well, Monday, I think, that whole strain, a crime plan coming. All these words, as well as when they were in the heads of government thing in Jamaica, I saw a picture where he was meeting with the Jamaican National Security Minister, and I heard the voice of the Minister of National Security in Jamaica saying that their plan, they have a particular plan where the crime went down drastically, and they are willing to share it with us. So I tell myself, well, he waiting on that too, when he said whole strain. So the government talks so much the last 9 years, but still they didn't have a plan or an anti-crime plan, as well as they had a lot of crime consultations. Like you all remember when Shogunas, the former police officer Shogunas, come and lambaste everybody, like the government at that time, because of this, that, and the other. They had a lot of things in place. And why is it that they had to do this at this time? I waited to see to see what really is the reason for that. So have a good day, y'all. By the way, it's pouring rain here, pouring till the place dark, like night.
It's pouring rain in Arima.
Yeah, we're feeling that here too.
It's pouring rain up here. Someone transferred to hear my laptop. I tried putting on my headphones, earplugs, but it's not working. I don't know what.
Right. Hold on right there. Good morning to you, caller.
I want to know how long you intend to have a big woman waiting on you.
Put them in his place.
Richard.
Apparently, Richard, I was waiting, and I can't get to send my love. I can't get to send my love to Mr. R at all. So I curled up under my blanket like Zena this morning listening to you all, and I said, let me just call and say good morning to my love of my life. Good morning to Brett, and a special good morning, of course, to Wendell, to Sir Charles.
Morning, Mrs. R.
I want to hail out Carol. I want to hail out Rena. I want to hail out Zena. Just all the ladies, top of the line to all the ladies this morning. I'm watching all the rain. I have CIC this morning. Oh my God, I have to step out into the rain just now. But yeah, just all my love and have a good day to everyone.
Yeah. Sherwin, just to answer you, I don't know that it's premature leakage, It's official releases that came out, And other news stories and other noted journalists are, in fact, carrying it. So it's not, I don't know that this is premature leakage. Because happens all the time, eh?
What I would say is I find it strange that the TTPS is the one that released the first communication on the issue.
Mm-hmm.
That is inappropriate. It's the president that's supposed to release the information.
Yeah, well, their release was a recommendation to the government, yeah?
That's not what it says on the subject heading. Look at the subject heading.
Yes, I know that.
Declaration of a state of emergency in response to coordinated national security threat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the body of the letter saying it's a recommendation.
And then it goes on to say, it's a recommendation, and it goes on to talk as if it is.
Yes. Well, that's the TTP. I had the PIO here a while ago. I could have asked her.
So that's what's so of course we went to, I have never been a fan of state of emergencies to fight crime. Anytime you have to use a state of emergency to fight crime rather than an external threat, yes, and by external threat I mean even if it's an act of God, as they call it, in terms of weather or something like that, and a state of emergency can be called because it's an external threat, so to speak. Internal threats, you're supposed to have the security capabilities, in my opinion, this is my opinion, to deal with those threats. So if there's a threat emanating out of the prison, you're supposed to deal with it. Not call on state of emergency to limit rights and freedoms because you feel you need to break those rights and freedoms to achieve a particular end. So I have never been in favor, even when the PNM called it, I was very vocal about it. The last time it was called, I was being vocal about, I don't think that the creators of the Constitution envisioned states of emergency for fighting internal threats or internal crime. And it's not, and this is really a crime issue. And so I never felt that that's what is envisioned. It's not a threat to the governance. Now, you can try and word it in that kind of way to make it seem, okay, it's a severe threat, and that's what they usually do to try to ramp it up. But ultimately, it's a threat that if there is in fact a threat, and you're articulating there is one, you're supposed to have the capabilities to deal with it without infringing on people's rights. Now, because you're going to have conspiracy theorists that are going to go down the road and say, okay, 20,000 people got let go. Are you afraid of protests? Ramping up and escalating because of the unemployment that has been created? Is there a plan to create even more unemployment? And the state of emergency is a precursor to limit people's ability to protest in terms of those issues. That's where people are going to go.
Yep.
Because you are curtailing rights under Section 4 of the Constitution. And I always find that for governance, where you have so many lawyers in both parties, they should be very reluctant to go to that point. I find both parties are too easy in terms of calling state of emergencies. Your state of emergency is not pepper spray, it's not a battle, and it's not a firearm in your toolkit to fight crime.
All right, Richard, hold 1 minute there, please. Thank you. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Norfolk, Virginia, front and center. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, in the heartland here, Tennessee. Hey, now it's time for the Virginia segment of the breakfast show, aka Zena's favorite segment of the breakfast show. Anyway, hey, look, guys. Two quick things. The last state emergency, it was a limited one, so we didn't have curfews and all that. Correct? It was just like a limited one. And so let's hear what they have to say.
Let me correct you. There's no such thing under our Constitution.
At least the situation is partially contained because they incarcerated whoever running this, network, so to speak, right? It's happening from the jails. Am I correct?
There is no such thing as a limited state of emergency.
Okay, no such thing as that, huh? No. All right. Yeah, well, as a man of the law, the legal fraternity, I would argue with you if you say there's no such thing. As a matter of opinion, anyway. But hey,
no, it's not. It's not a matter of opinion. It's what it is.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, the other day you guys had that had that poll question in relation to having to show your ID and stuff like that, right? And I know, Richard, you feel very strong. You have very strong concerns about that. It's your right if you don't want to show ID. And I can see both sides of the situation. But here's what: you played a video where there was a shootout, right? And you saw some guys running to a car, right, and leaving the scene. The guys who did the shooting, right? Now, if they end up somewhere in the vicinity outside of where this crime happened, police stop them. You want to know who you're pulling up, right? And they're asking for ID. Are they within their rights to say, well, hey, yeah, I'm not showing you no ID? I mean, most likely they won't, right? I think it's the reality of the new world that we live in. And as a matter of fact, major murders, major serial killers, terrorists, and others were apprehended. And even the most recent attempted terrorism act in New York City itself was thwarted by asking for ID, right? Because you see, Farakaway's favorite governor, Hochul and Cuomo, went ahead and gave driver's licenses to people who shouldn't even be here. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Have a good weekend. Thanks again. Bye.
All right.
Right. So if there is reasonable cause to stop a car and you have reasonable suspicion to stop a car, you are driving a car, you're supposed to have something called a driver's permit on you.
I would think
And if you don't, you can experience a penalty for that. And if the police have reasonable cause to believe that you are the ones who just committed a crime, they can detain you whether you have ID or not. And they will detain you and carry you to a police station and take your fingerprints and start to interrogate and investigate who you are. Because people lie. Some people lie and say, my name is Wendell Stephen, when the name is really Wendell Davis. You understand? So you have those things. And people may not have an actual ID on them. The issue of the ID, with regard to mandatory ID, which is a discussion, and as I said, most of us always have ID on us because we are drivers, is don't tell me I have to. For the purposes, and this is how they were codifying it, for the purposes of enforcement of age-restricted laws. And my point was, let the bar ask you for an ID. So if you want to enter an establishment and there are age restriction services, let the bar say, may I see your ID to ensure that you're over the age to get the service. That's how it should be done. But don't tell me if I go around the parlor to buy a pack of cheesies, the police go and stop me and say, let me see your ID. No, that is going into authoritarianism. That is going into police state. Just like and there's no such thing as a limited state of emergency. It's either you're calling a state of emergency or not. Once you've called the state of emergency, you have tools in that state of emergency that you may wish to utilize or not. Jamaica can call state of emergencies for particular areas. So sometimes you will say, okay, this parish has a state of emergency, but the rest of Jamaica is unaffected. Ours is not phrased that way. So the entire country goes under a state of emergency, even though maybe the main state of emergency is in Aruka by the prison, according to what they say in here. Okay? But we don't have the latitude to say it's restricted to A area or B area under the Constitution. But my basic thing on state of emergencies is, to me, it's not a tool for fighting crime. And anytime you have to use that as a tool for fighting crime, it is indicative to me that maybe you are failing in terms of the rules that are set, in terms of the lines drawn between the social contract between citizens and the state. And the security, those constitutional protections are not arbitrary, those constitutional protections are for the individual's rights against the considerable power of the state. So when you say, okay, there is no line now, and we can infringe on those rights, it's a serious issue. And I don't think that lawyers in both parties who should be guiding the process, in fact, the Prime Minister is a senior counsel, the President is an attorney, these things should not be accepted because, you know why? Because people in the security services will love a permanent state of emergency. That's the lens through which they see issues. They don't want to have a search warrant. They don't want they want to be able to do what they want because that's the lens through which they see the fight for crime. But that's what the Constitution envisages. The Constitution says, no, you don't have that right. And to meet that right, that's why you have burdens of beyond reasonable doubt and stuff like that. It's because you have to get the evidence in a legal manner. So stop pandering to the lens through which security services sees issues. That's my opinion. You're free to disagree. You're free
I
to.
don't know that anybody could or should disagree with you, Richard.
No,
Because
no,
you know why?
people
No,
have
you
different
know why?
opinions.
This is not the first time you've said that. This is not the first time you've
No,
given
no.
people that legal education on this morning show. This is not the first time. You know, but if people take it because they are politically aligned. So that's where they will go with it. But if they're measured and objective, like I think I am sometimes, they will listen to it and understand that is good reason. That's why I opposed when PNM called it the other day. I said that I don't see the justification for a state of emergency, even though people were calling for it for years and they resisted it. At the last minute, you're going into a general election, you decide to call a state of emergency because you're so battered and bruised by the crime and what's been happening in the country. You go to that. And then a state of emergency without any curfew made no sense, absolutely. I don't think this one is going to make any sense either.
All right, hold 1 minute there. Mr. Patrick, you're back.
Yeah, morning again. Mr. Raghubar Singh, I always thank you for educating the public. I come to realize 95% of the public, according to Morgan Job, does only deal with emotionalism. So people don't know what the purpose of certain things, like a SOE or a curfew or even an ID. Because, for instance, you said something and I tell people, when you're driving a motor car, your driver's permit is an ID, your ID card is an ID, your passport is an ID. So when I travel and go away, if I have to go in any pub or any bar, they're asking me, a big 50-year-old, 60-year-old man for my ID. So I asked him, what you asking me that for? He said, I did law. You know that?
That is way in Trinidad?
But, no, in New York.
Oh.
No, that wouldn't be in Trinidad.
In New York, you have to present the ID if you're going in any bar. Right? So here we go now. When Mr. Roger Alexander and the commissioner of police was saying, wait and see. That ID, where you have to produce, is a part of an SOE. Because if they hold you on the road and they don't have no ID, they hold you from 2 days. And they lock up a set of people the other day for that same thing. So everything's falling into place. You understand? Everything's falling into place. So in the end of the day, you have to watch and see. But Trinidad people need to get more education. According to Dr. Morgan Job, God rest his soul.
All right.
Okay, thanks very much, Trin City. We're moving on and on.
We have 6 minutes left, people. You can get 600 calls within that time.
In that time. Walk away. You're back inside.
Really?
Again, yeah. Now, sometimes when there's a storm or something up here, you have a state of emergency is called. It's a limited state of emergency. Also, I may be wrong, but Google, if anybody Google it, said, yes, you do have limited states of emergency. There are full-blown states of emergency, and there are limited states of emergency.
I just explained.
That's what I have learned in my life. So I don't know that statement, but there's nothing like a limited state of emergency, Richard. I think you better fact check that.
Did I not just explain that?
You're gonna block, but I think you should check it.
Did I just explain that?
Far away. Are you there?
No, he left. Sorry.
He gone? He needs to just chill and listen. Richard just explained it. Didn't he listen?
You have to choose. So you may choose not to use curfew at this time, but it is one of the tools under the state of emergency. But once you call a state of emergency in Trinidad and Tobago, you call a state of emergency. Those rights are now, those rights under Section 4 can now be infringed.
Okay, I can take the call. Caller, good morning to you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. How are you all this morning?
We are good.
We are good, caller.
This is my personal take on this whole situation. Because when you look at trying to fix the issue of crime and all, in this modern time, you still have fingerprints rolling in a station.
Caller, you can speak
When
up
you
a
go
bit.
in the U.S. Embassy, it is digitized. It is digitized.
Yeah.
We are still backward in many cases. Look right now, when Alexander became Homeland Security, and now you see in K9 being introduced in the airport. International airports, you have that 24 hours of the facial recognition that them thing on stream long time. Why Trinidad is now trying to play catch up with these things? Millions is spent in national security, and yet still you can't tell me. Yeah. I remember going to court with a suspect at the time, and the man had 17 different names. 17 different names.
You have someone like that on this chat.
Thanks very much, caller. Wendell, the interesting thing about it is that even if you say, well, okay, what is the reason that we're hearing so far, because of persons within the prison, which is, would say, is a confined area that is conspiring probably with people on the outside to do certain things, right?
Yeah.
So we are not even at the point to break that command of communication from
Clearly
these
not.
individuals,
Clearly
or
not.
even if it's to move them from where they are and isolate the individuals so you can't get this information outside until this whole thing could happen.
But Sir Charles, we had prisons officers being murdered in this country, and the same coming from within the prison, and nobody pay a price. Anything happened to all those prison officers who lost their lives by murder? And we were told that the hit came from within the prison. Anything happened?
Yeah.
Nothing.
So that's what I say. If it's something that is from inside, where you are supposed to have a certain measure of control, why do we have to go this way? But caller is there. Caller, good morning to you.
Hey, morning, fellas. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Richard. The other thing with that is that I feel when people under duress, they're so willingly able, in the mindset to give up their rights, and not understand the kind of dangers that they put the themselves in, and the national and the constitutional rights at risk. And people, we have seen that, and we have seen that around the world, how people embrace totalitarian regime or an authoritarian, whatever name you want to give it, and we've seen it, and you could see it in a certain way, and how it playing out in the US in certain aspects of people all up in the legal thing, and they're stripping away. And we have to understand constitutional rights, man, and that is, well, I'll agree with Trinity on that. Yeah, and it's something that part of our education system we have to give people you have to learn governance, and the rights that you have and the value of it, that the political elite cannot just be using it at willy-nilly, and that's the thing. And when I see now Alexander telling you that, I don't know how true, I think it could be glib, but it sounds kind of, you don't need any qualification at SRP and all that kind of stuff. And I think 6 months training to be a police officer, when we're supposed to be developing the intelligence remit of people and into being in the police service, and say, okay, if this is going to be a career, let's just make this a career and let's extend 6 months to 2 years or a year. And that's what I'm telling you, Sir Charles, with the cricket thing. Test cricket brings something. It brings endurance, intelligence, thinking, mental stability. So if you want a society where you want a police force and innovative people, we have to invest in them. And we have to give them, that means the education system. We have to plan our society. This Viking thing, to use things like a pepper pot, and we go back to the same thing to stir back again. not. It makes no sense. It's just plastering and not fixing the real thing.
Okay.
All right, we're going to interrupt you because it's now time for our 8 o'clock news.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is your news update for Friday, July 18th, 2025. I am Amanda Mitchell with New Era TT Radio and M&E TV. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has called on citizens to embrace unity and reject prejudice as Trinidad and Tobago joins the world in celebrating Nelson Mandela International Day. She described Mandela as a global icon of justice and reconciliation, recalling Trinidad and Tobago's honor in welcoming him during his 2004 visit and her privilege attending his state funeral in 2013. Under the theme, "The Legacy Lives On Through You," she reaffirmed her government's commitment to upholding justice, equality, and peace. Nelson Mandela Park, formerly King George V Park, was renamed in his honor in 2014. Overnight, storm-force winds swept across south, central, and northeastern Trinidad on Wednesday, toppling trees, damaging property, and causing power outages. A gust over 60 kilometers per hour was recorded at Mount St. Benedict, with strong winds reported in Cuva, Laventille, San Juan, Manzanilla, and Claxton Bay. In Manzanilla, a fallen tree blocked the road, while at Grand Bazaar Mall, a tree branch crashed onto a Mercedes-Benz. The Met Service warned that strong winds may persist until Friday, with another surge expected Sunday into Wednesday. The Central Statistical Office reports inflation rose slightly from 1.4% in May to 1.5% in June, compared to the same month last year. The All Items Index rose to 125.6 points, driven by higher prices for tomatoes, whole chickens, cucumber, celery, sweet potatoes, and grapes. However, the impact was partially offset by falling prices for pumpkin, garlic, hot peppers, rice, plantains, and margarine. The body of 22-year-old Candice Honoré was found dismembered inside a suitcase in a pond off Vega de Oropush Road yesterday morning. Her father, Michael Honoré, said he feared the worst after she went missing on July 1st. The remains, wrapped in plastic, were discovered around 6:30 a.m. by the Hunters Search and Rescue Team. Michael said his daughter never stayed away from home so long and described her death as unbelievable. The parents of 4-year-old Aidan Clement, who died during a medical procedure at Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex on April 17th, are taking legal action alleging medical negligence. Aidan was admitted on March 26 with leg pain and died 3 weeks later after being sedated for a second MRI. His parents claim they weren't informed or present during the procedure, and no documented consent was given. Their lawyers say Aidan suffered traumatic intubation, leading to internal bleeding and heart failure. You are listening to News on New Era TT Radio. In regional news, Jamaica is seeking urgent clarification from the United States over reports that a Jamaican national was among 5 men deported to the African nation of Eswatini this week. The U.S. described the group as barbaric criminals whose home countries refused to take them back. Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith says Jamaica has not refused any deportees' return and has launched inquiries with U.S. authorities to confirm whether a Jamaican was actually involved. In international news, more than 100 British officials, including MI6 spies and special forces, were exposed in a 2022 data breach only made public this week. The breach also leaked personal data of nearly 19,000 Afghans who aided British forces and applied to resettle in the UK. The information was accidentally emailed to an outsider and wasn't discovered until August 2023, when someone in Afghanistan posted part of it on Facebook. Fearing Taliban reprisals, the government quietly launched a resettlement program, relocating 4,500 people so far at a cost of £850 million. That concludes your news update for today. I'm Amanda Mitchell for New Era TT Radio and M&E TV. The Breakfast Show with Wendell, Richard and Sir Charles continues right after this short break.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Looking for trusted, affordable security and property services? Horatio Services has you covered across Trinidad and Tobago. We offer battle security, K9 patrols, 24/7 protection, and all sorts of private investigations, discreet, professional, and effective. But that's not all. We also provide construction. From building to renovation, we bring your vision to life. Landscaping, keep your outdoors looking sharp and inviting. Maintenance, repairs, upkeep, and everything in between. At Horatio Services, you get professionalism, reliability, and personal care. Whether it's safety or property support you need, visit us at Marino Street, Arima, or call 388-7070. Today, Horatio Services, protection, precision, peace of mind.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for? Great news, Caribbean. The Breakfast Show is now on M&E TV, bringing you entertaining conversations, vital information, and influential perspectives throughout Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean region. Catch us on Digicel Channel 20, Flow Channel 111, Amplia Channel 117, Blink Channel 109, Trico Channel 154, and Airlink Channel 10. The Breakfast Show connects with the Caribbean and Trinidad and Tobago like never before. We're now on M&E TV.
You know, I'm seeing people making calls to extend the show until 9 a.m. But I want to tell you all something, right? I want to read something for you, all right? Apparently, there's an algorithm on YouTube that states who our top fans are each day. It changes every day. But I'll give you the results of the first 6, our top fans for today, right? This is a YouTube algorithm, people. This is nothing conducted by our station, okay? The top fan for today, in the order of 1 to 6, Susan Jessup, number 1. Number 2, Brennan Smith. Number 3, Katian Charles. Number 4, Garfield Hazel. Number 5, Diane Payne. And number 6, Sherwin Kerr. This is an algorithm from YouTube, not our station, okay? So just know that when I spoke about number one the other day,
oh my God, you did not know of it then. You did not know of it then. You are peddling.
Richard, Richard and Sir Charles, I've always been wanting to see into the future. You know that? I can see things before it happens.
No, I don't know that at all.
I can see things into the future.
Leave it alone. It already happened. It done gone. Forget it.
But there is an algorithm, people, that
trying to
shows
fix
who the
it.
top fans are on a daily basis.
Stop
They even
trying to
they
fix
even
it.
give you a little crown, yeah?
Gary Griffith, thanks for joining us on such short notice.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Gary, how you going?
Not too bad at all.
Gary, boy, you must be feeling. I don't know how you feel sometimes when you see what's happening in the last so much ever years. How do you feel?
Well, they keep making me look like Batman, Superman, Iron Man, all tied up in one. They make me look better than I really am. Because when people do stupidness like that, it makes me look like a superhero, which is not what I want. I just want us to do the right thing. Because let me tell you, gentlemen, I personally believe, I can't believe a commissioner is so dotish, and I'm being blunt. This seems to be that the government made that decision, and they told the commissioner, hey, go and do a release to make it look like you are the one recommended it. But by doing that, you have now embarrassed the office of the commissioner of police, because the police cannot make a public statement to make a recommendation to the government. Suppose the government said no. So this was already determined. So they decided to do the cosmetic template thing. Hey, you go and do a statement to say that you recommend it, so we wouldn't look bad, so that we could blame the police for calling the state of emergency. That is because, as I said, 2011, this is exactly the template that was done by the People's Partnership. Let the police do a letter to make the recommendation to play Shaggy and say it wasn't me. It's the one who said it.
But Commissioner Gibbs wasn't even in the country at the point in time back
exactly, then. Yeah, it was Mervyn Richardson and I think Stephen that went and ran with it. And so blame we want a state of emergency, but we don't want the political spirit lash. So let's ask the police to say that they want it, so that we won't take the pressure. But by doing that, you have now embarrassed the police service because.
But Gary, also based on the release the TTPS sent out, it seems to say that, let me read it quickly. It says recent intelligence has confirmed the emergence of coordinated and highly dangerous criminal network operating from within the Trinidad and Tobago's correctional facilities. That's the prison, right?
Yeah.
This network is actively mobilizing resources and orchestrating targeted attacks against senior officials and national institutions. What really does that mean?
That is exactly the words used in 2011. Go back and read it. It was so it's a cut and paste. It just changed here from 2011 to 2025. That there were plans from the prison and they were planning to take out certain persons in government, and that justified the state of emergency. It's an almost template they took out and changed the dates. That is what it is. And my point being is that when I drafted that Ministry of Justice was to deal with this. But Devesh Maharaj seems totally clueless. I don't think he has even visited the prison. That Ministry of Justice was designed to deal specifically with the problems we have, not just from high recidivism because of poor rehabilitation, not by persons in remand for a longer period than the sentence. It was also to deal with all of those things. But the main thing also is how the prison system is so corrupt that criminal elements in the prison have control of what takes place outside. But 3 months now, the Minister of Justice has not said a word. So it is because of the failure of the Ministry of Justice that has caused this to take place. And again, going back to, you have correspondence of that nature. You put a media release to boast that you're going to have overt operations. Does the Commissioner of Police understand the meaning of an overt operation or a covert operation? If you have a covert operation, it's supposed to be clandestine. It's supposed to be undercover. But you actually boast to the country and the criminals are going to have undercover operations. Remember this fellow Alad, when we had years ago, when he boasted to tell I want the criminals to know are coming for them. So the element of surprise and all of that, it seems to be totally out of sync with understanding law enforcement procedures.
But based on the release too, the criminal element, the source of this problem is within a confined space.
Correct. Yeah, and that is why the Ministry of Justice was formed. But again, Kamala Prasad Visesa attacked Keith Rowley when Rowley refused to take my support and whatever. But now she's doing the same thing. So it's an animal farm. because she attacked Rowley and when she boasted about Gary's the best commissioner the country ever had or whatever. I have been blocked by every single government minister. They don't want to talk to me as if I am the Al-Qaeda. Okay, fair enough, but get people to do the job proper. This here is an embarrassment to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. You have the police and let me tell you, let me go back, gentlemen. A state of emergency in my small military training and law enforcement should not be used as a crime fighting tool. Everything that is going to be done for a state of emergency could be done without the proclamation by the president. In other words, intensified operations, more patrol, higher visibility, bringing the 5,000 members of the defense force who have been in camp for the last 35 years waiting for another war. That is part of their role and function to come out. All of these things can be done without the proclamation by the president. The only difference is two things. One, persons can now be held indefinitely, and you could kick down the doors of people's homes without a warrant. That means lack of intelligence gathering. That is all. So there's no need for a state. It should not be used as a crime fighting tool, but we have seen both administrations use it because of the inability of individuals to be able to control the situation based on the resources that they presently have.
Yeah. Because I was making the point earlier, Gary, that the government has to be better, and the president's office, in a kind of way too, has to be a better check and balance to what the security services want. Because if the security services could have a country where the fundamental rights can be infringed willy-nilly, they'll be very glad, because it means they could do whatever they want in terms of what they call fighting crime, and of course whatever abuses can take place. But that's what the Constitution does. The Constitution places these limits on the power of the state and the power of the security machinery of the state in following that people have certain rights. And the abridging of those rights should only be for very, very serious and isolated incidents, whether it be a natural disaster of some sort or an external threat to the country. But in terms of crime, I totally agree with you. It's not something like pepper spray or a baton or a gun in your pack that you could use like a tool and say, okay, we need a state of emergency now. No, do the work.
Correct, 100%. And therein lies the problem. Because when you call a state of emergency, you are now taking away constitutional rights of citizens. The right that I have a right to a fair trial. I have a right to go to court. If you hold me for more than 72 hours, I have a right that you need a warrant before you break down my door. This can cause many situations to occur. We're still paying millions upon millions of dollars since 2011 for the foolish action taken by police officers because they didn't adhere to the law. They operated willy-nilly based on politicians telling them what to do, and 500 persons were arrested foolishly. The same thing could have happened to me when a prime minister foolishly was trying to tell me to arrest persons in their home during the COVID pandemic because he did not understand his own law, when he didn't understand that public health regulations meant the police could not arrest people in their home, as was confirmed just a few days ago by Justice Prasad, where we the taxpayers have to pay because two police officers foolishly listened to Keith Rowley's view of that public health regulation compared to Gary Griffith. And nothing has changed, gentlemen. We have this situation, again, a politician is right, but the politicians making that recommendation, you make the recommendation, but to have the police now superimpose themselves and make a media release to embarrass the police service. You made a media release to recommend a state of emergency to let the criminals know that before the proclamation was made.
Which I have never seen before, Gary, that the TTPS issues, and now the heading of the communication missive said declaration of emergency. It didn't say recommendation. It says declaration of emergency, and in the substantive communique, you see that they're making a recommendation, and then also saying that like it's operational. So it was a little confusing. I have never seen the TTPS issue communication on a state of emergency before the office of the president.
Yep, correct. I'm starting to be very concerned that this commissioner is becoming too politicized. When they had the last situation with Stuart Young, as I said, as a commissioner of police, you are prime minister for a month. What you want security for? I would have done an immediate due diligence, do a background check, and take it away. But to boast that cabinet directed me to remove the security, and I called and told him, get out and leave him right there and let him take a taxi. That is politicizing a commissioner of police. And he caused that to happen. then he's the one who rushed in there on a big debate on Stand Your Ground and rushed in to state, I am defending Stand Your Ground. You best wear a UNC jersey, because that is not something that is under debate. And by you stating Stand Your Ground is something that you are insisting on, it means that the reason for Stand Your Ground is because citizens need a right to have a firearm because of the state's inability to defend them. And it means that you as a commissioner of police is saying, I don't think I have the capability to protect you, so everybody must have a gun. And now with 3 strikes and he's out now, he's come with this. We're so excited to support the government's predetermined action to call a state of emergency. You rush to do a media release to make a recommendation on a state of emergency before the president has even declared the proclamation. It shows, again, gentlemen, it shows the capability, the selection process for commissioner of police must be we have to look at it. This is what will continue. I can't believe that we're getting back on McDonald, Jacob, and Earl Christopher reloaded.
But Gary, I mean, that's why we had to leave it. We just wanted to get your expert opinion on this in such short notice. So thank you so much for weighing in on it in such short notice. Of course, we're way beyond our close-off time, but we appreciate you giving some input on
I
this.
think he's having a press conference at 8:30 to try to do damage control for the nonsense that he did.
But I just saw on the chat that the press conference is taking place now. So maybe Gary, we'll have you back Monday, please God, because we have, as we get more information. All right?
Okay, take care.
Yeah, take care.
All right, thank you. So, of course, yeah, that was Gary Griffith, of course, joining the program briefly to discuss the ongoing story of a state of emergency that seems to be enforced, but we're not 100%. I'm not 100% sure whether it exists or not, because that missive that you sent, Wendell, from the Office of the President, does not have the letterhead of the Office of the President on it, which is strange to me. So too many strange things.
Yeah, well, I mean, nobody has come out, and I haven't seen anybody because it has gone on mainstream media already. I haven't seen anybody refute it. You know.
But you know what you sent from the Office of the President. It doesn't have the heading and the logo of the Office of the President. It's just anybody could have typed that. At least what you sent to me. On am I wrong?
Yeah.
I am wrong.
I got that, as I said, from a very reliable source, and I've gotten it from more reliable sources.
No, but is the Office of the President missive, does it have the Office of the President seal on it?
No, I didn't see that.
No, it doesn't. So it seems like either it's a comedy of errors that's taking place in calling this state of emergency in the most embarrassingly inefficient way in terms of proper protocols, or the entire situation is mischief on somebody's part and there is actually no state of emergency. I don't know. But if it is real,
we haven't seen a denial that there isn't.
I mean, if it is real and that communication from the TTPS is real and the communication from the Office of the President that we are seeing is real, then it seems like to me a breach of proper protocol, and it's like a comedy of errors as I have never seen before in terms of the calling of a state of emergency.
Yeah.
You may be free to disagree, but I don't know.
No, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree
I've never seen that the TTPS is the authority telling you that there's a proposed state of emergency or a state of emergency is coming. I've never seen that before. That always emanates either from the Office of the Prime Minister or the Office of the President.
Yeah.
It is very strange, and the Office of the President communicate without the seal of the President is also very strange. I don't know what the hell is going on. Did somebody drink a bad butch tea this morning and say, let me call the shift? I don't know.
But didn't they also slip up when they did the one in December last year? I don't think the protocol was also was correct either.
What, the PNM?
If I'm not mistaken, in December last year.
The PNM?
You know what? I could yeah, when PNM did it.
The police didn't release it though.
They didn't what?
The police didn't release the information first.
No, I don't think it was the police. I could look back, you know.
But ultimately, whether it be PNM or UNC, state of emergency, Gary Griffith and I are one on this, state of emergencies are not a crime fighting.
Let me tell you where it came from, because I actually found it, Richard. I actually found the release that triggered that state of emergency last year. It came on a letterhead from Office of the Prime Minister Communications. And it says for immediate release, state of emergency declared in Trinidad and Tobago. It was dated December 30th. It says, pursuant to Section B of the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Her Excellency Christine Carla Kangaloo, President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief, has, on the advice of Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, declared a state of public emergency, being satisfied due to the circumstances of Section 8(2)(c) of the Constitution exists. The circumstances warranting the declaration of the public emergency are based on the advice of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to the National Security Council of heightened criminal activity which endangers the public safety. That's how that release came out in December. And we had a problem with it too.
Yep, and I as I said before, states of emergency, calling a state of emergency is not a crime fighting tool.
Mm-hmm.
And I know security services will love that those rights are abridged indefinitely and that they could do what they want, but that's not the country we live in.
And the release...
And lawyers in both parties, the PNM and the UNC, need to be more vigilant, in my opinion, about the sacrosanctness, well, that's not a word, of those rights being sacrosanct, differently.
Yeah.
And not be so quick to say, because you have a time limit of saying that crime go down in 6 months. No.
Yeah. What also happened last December is this, Richard. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't. But this is on the president's letterhead with the seal of the president with the proclamation. That's what happened last December also too. It came from Her Excellency Christine Carla Kangaloo. There's the presidential seal and her signature and the proclamation. That's how it was done in December last year. So it came from the office of the Prime Minister and the president did it. I don't know. Maybe I can't see it from my phone because there is the seal on it as opposed to this one now. You know?
Mm.
So we'll find out what's going on eventually,
Yeah.
Because a whole lot of rumors had spread lately about the arrest, about the detention of some senior government official over certain allegations that were made, and that turned out to be fake, right? And that spread like wildfire. So let's wait and see what's happening.
Who's holding the press conference?
I don't know.
Is it the TTPS or is it the state, the government?
No, but the people who shared that a press conference is to be held has not said who's holding it. So if who said it in the chat earlier on? Cheryl, I think you posted earlier on that a press conference is taking place. It hasn't started. I'm waiting. Who's doing the press conference? Is it the TTPS or the government? Who's doing the press conference?
Well, the state media is just saying it's the news alert, but it doesn't really say exactly where exactly coming from.
Well, one of our bosses, Mr. Lewis, has shared that he has shared a screenshot with the coat of arms. So that won't be the TTPS. The coat of arms on a screen showing the press conference hasn't started yet.
All right. Anyway, it's 8:29. We went 15 minutes later just to get some expert insight from Gary Griffith. So this is where the breakfast show is going to leave you on this interesting Friday morning.
All right, hold on. I get more information. People that's be listening. So thanks for Ronde. It is the TTPS who has issued a media notification of a press conference. Right? The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service will host a media briefing at 8:30 a.m. today at the media room, second floor Police Administration building, where the PIO is making that. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara, Deputy Commissioners Junior Benjamin and Suzette Martin, media houses are invited to cover this event and can begin setup from 8 a.m. Right? So that's it. The TTPS is hosting the media conference. Yeah. So, Cheryl, I got the information. I actually got the release from the TTPS. All right. So there you go. Oh, look.
Interesting.
But look, Peter Lowe is sharing a screen. Where the TTPS is setting up, but the PIO there, where they having that press conference then?
I don't know, but anyway, I suppose this is where we can end it. I mean, I was trying to see if we could have pulled up the press conference and broadcasted it while we are still on screen, but I'm not getting the link, and well, they haven't started anyway.
No, they haven't started.
So this is where we leave you on this Friday morning. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you do. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. The weekend has begun, people. Enjoy life, whatever you do. Smile and laugh, Enjoy it whenever you can. Of course, New Era TT Radio continues on the stream, newerattradio.com and New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. So you can continue to listen to programming throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot to talk about next week, based on what's been happening over the last few hours. We'll have a lot to talk about. But it's raining still in Arima, folks, so just be careful out there and have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Remember, there's only one life you've got, so live it, okay?
All right. So this is where we come to the end on The Breakfast Show. Have a fantastic weekend, people. This has been The Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show.